Welcome to the Made in Iowa podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Fox. What a fun time we have in the studio today. I've got Dave Gion and Kayla Birch, who are with Fable. And Fable is a manufacturing company that manufactures THC drinks, not like the THC seltzers that you're used to. These are mixed drinks. They're delicious, all natural. They're healthy. I can't wait for you to meet the two of them. It is a fun discussion, and I even get to taste a little bit. Welcome to the studio. We are in the Made in Iowa studio, and we've got some gorgeous cans in front of us and also some wonderful human beings. We've got David Gion, or Gion, if it's French, and we've got Kayla Birch, who are both with Fable, which was a brand I had not heard of until you and I met. I don't know, it's been probably 2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah.
And so tell us what Fable is and how you are helping Iowans.
Sure. In the simplest sense, Fable is a alternative cocktail to alcohol. And it just happens to be that the thing that still gets you a little tipsy or whatever is THC.
Okay.
So it's a drink that you can consume THC. And the whole reason it was created is this, is most people like to control how they feel, right?
True.
So if I'm drinking a cocktail, I can sip it a little bit over an hour or two, or if I need more, I can take more, but I'm in control, okay? So if you're gonna consume THC, there's really 3 ways. There's smoking it, which is going to hit you right away, but there's a lot of people that don't like smoking for what it does to lungs, right, and also for the social aspect of it.
It stinks.
If I come to your house and I whip out a joint to smoke it, you're like, most people are like, out of here.
Yep.
The other end is an edible. Most people, some have tried edibles, a lot have. The challenge with an edible, and this is, I have a sister-in-law that's a great example, is most people, when they take an edible, it's going to hit you in 25, 30, 35 minutes. Hit you in 20, 25, 35 minutes. Some people, it's over an hour. So imagine a social setting where you take a glass of wine. She says she wants a cocktail. I want to do THC, but I'm not going to smoke it. So my thing is I'm going to toss an edible and then drink what? Water? And then I'm going to wait for 40 minutes, and then I don't know exactly how it's going to hit me. So it's not a very good session where the moment you put THC in a can, and now it's just like a glass of wine or a cocktail, now you can control it.
So smart.
Yeah, and the whole point is we're giving a cocktail an alternative to alcohol. So you could like wine, never want to touch THC. She could like hard alcohol, never want to touch THC. I enjoy THC. We could all be sitting here and nobody knows the difference.
Right. Except for maybe it tastes better.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I do want to point out a really important thing is I'm going to give kudos to the founders, Ben and Kristen, who live in Colorado, although Ben worked here almost a decade in the Des Moines Metro, is they worked hard. They started this almost close to a decade ago, okay? But they worked extremely hard. They wanted it to taste great. And I just want to talk about that for a minute.
You bet.
Think about anything you do in life. Food, you try an ice cream, you try anything. What's the number one thing? You'll try it. Ooh, I don't like pistachio. Ooh, I don't like this. It's taste.
Right.
So they went and they knocked on some big people's doors that create flavors and foods for like the Coca-Colas of the world, et cetera. And they had a knock for quite a while, and they said, we want your attention. And they finally got it. And they went in and they said, we want to create a cocktail that's made around, it starts with THC, and then you add in all the ingredients. Not, here's all the stuff, and then I'm going to pump in THC. THC's at the center.
Ooh.
And the reason that, and they had to knock, and eventually, it was like, will you guys just go away if we help you? I mean, get out of our hair. So they did that. And the other thing that's important is the company they worked with said, well, your goal is to be a national, international brand. You're going to need 4 SKUs. So 4 products.
Okay.
2 male and 2 female. Okay?
Oh.
And here's the key. Just because I'm male doesn't mean I have a male palate. But we're going to make 2 male and 2 female palettes. So you have 4. That way you will cover the entire population. So we currently have 3. We have a 4th one in the bullpen just sitting there.
Okay.
I gave up a long time ago. I know which ones were designed male and female. I gave up a long time ago because I have guys that are just pounding the female ones and I have girls that are pounding the male ones. I'm just stopping there. But I can tell you this, even with these 3, we have people that go, oh, I love Into the Woods and I love Best Zest, but Night Flight, oh my God, I wouldn't touch that for the world. And that's working exactly as designed.
Wow.
So that's why we get people that they'll go, oh, I love this and this, don't like that one at all. I don't know what you guys are doing there.
Huh.
We're probably a little different. We like them all. But I'm just going to tell you, most people really like 2 and 1, there's whatever. And if people, the only thing that the whole driver on Fable is taste. And we've had so many awards you can see on the box, et cetera. I've done taste testings and taste testings and taste testings, and most people are like, oh, okay, I'll try it. And if I would have had a GoPro on your head, all the times people go, what the heck? This actually tastes good. I'm like, well, that's what we worked hard. But
wow.
Generally, you don't get that if you're tasting a drink out of a can.
All right, Kayla.
Yes.
You have been labeled as the cannabis sommelier.
Yes.
Like a wine sommelier.
I like to call it a cannabisaur.
I love it. Let's talk about the different effects. Are you using different types of THC in each one of these, or is it the same?
It's the same. So it's called an emulsion is what it is when THC is put into a form that you can drink it. There is a sativa, if you've ever heard of that.
Yep.
So that is a strain that is typically an upper.
Yep.
There is an indica, think indica, couch.
Couch.
Yep. It's supposed to make you a little bit tired, but then you can also do a hybrid. Our emulsion is a hybrid.
Okay.
So you kind of can get the effects of both. I personally feel it like if I'm relaxing and drinking one, I can feel those calming effects, but I can also consume these at a party and be totally upbeat and ready to go.
Okay. Now let's talk about the different reasons someone might choose a THC drink over an alcoholic drink.
Absolutely. So definitely with the generation that's coming up, a lot of them are not drinking. So, the most obvious effect is that people just don't want to drink, but they do still want to get some type of buzz. They don't want to be drinking water in a social setting. And so this is an option for that. However, there are medical benefits to it. We are not labeling that Fable is giving out medical benefits.
What was it you said earlier, Dave?
We can't say any of those things that people say, like a lot of people sleep better when they use THC and et cetera. We can't legally say, nor will we, because if we made those claims, we would have to get FDA approved. But if you go out and let your customers say that, that's a totally different thing.
And there might be some comments
might be comments
out on
yes.
the World Wide Web that might talk about how awesome your product is.
Yes, definitely. So it can help with sleep and affect sleep. I have one of my good girlfriends is pregnant right now, and she was consistently drinking a Fable, every single night instead of consuming a wine or some type of alcohol. And she says, I miss Fable so much now that I'm pregnant. Like she said, out of alcohol, like things that she's craving, that's what she misses the most right now.
She says, so cool.
Yeah, she says it's because of the flavor, but like she genuinely enjoys the flavor, but also because of the sleep effects that it helps. So I know a lot of people use it for sleep effects. You can use THC when it comes to arthritis, any type of pain. So pain management, it can help with that. Helps a lot with anxiety. It can also help with depression as well.
And there might be some women that have some menopause issues.
Absolutely.
It might be a good friend to have.
Absolutely. It does. And especially our ginger one, ginger helps with the stomach.
Sure.
So there's times where if my stomach is a little iffy, I will drink a little bit of ginger.
All right, let's get into the 3 flavors that you guys provide and describe them for us, would you?
Yes. So, like Dave said, we have 4 flavors. One's in the bullpen, so we're not going to talk about that one today. But they were designed for different palates, and the goal of these is to drink like a true cocktail would. So, lots of times THC companies are using their flavoring in the drink just as like a vessel to get high. That is not our goal. We love that you can get buzzed from it, but the goal is to drink like a true cocktail would. So this first one that we're going to talk about is Best Zest. It is a citrus, pepper, and spice. So you will have kind of the orange front, and then you'll have a pepper bite at the end. It should give you kind of a cough, like a true, alcohol would. Our second one is Into the Woods, and it's going to be a stone fruit, which is a peach. So if you don't know what a stone fruit is, it's anything that has a stone in it.
Okay.
So it's going to be a peach, pine, and rosemary. Very earthy. Definitely our easiest one to drink.
These both sound really good for the holidays.
Yes. I have I'll tell you in a second, I kind of have an occasion for each of these that I'd like to have.
Every day's a holiday, right?
Right.
Yeah. And our last one, and probably our most popular, is Night Flight. It's going to be a blackberry, hibiscus, ginger, and mint. So you kind of get the fruity flavor at the beginning, then you get the ginger burn, and then you have a mint cooling effect at the end of it.
That's the one I have started buying, by the way, and it's delicious.
Oh, yeah. I kind of go between these two are my top favorites for sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. You talked about the owners being in Denver.
Yep.
And legislation. When exactly did Iowa approve THC in drinks?
So we'll go back to 2018.
Okay.
And it's the classic, some federal legislation was made that didn't have that intent. So up to 2018, marijuana, whether it came from, THC, whether it came from a marijuana plant or a hemp plant, was not legal. Okay. But then in 2018, the federal farm bill, made raising and growing hemp, like back for clothes and ropes like it was in the 60s, all legal. And there was a little paragraph in there that said, and if by chance you have food or drink that has 0.3%, less than 0.3% by weight, it's legal. Okay? Hello. Well, nobody really noticed that. So everybody was working on THC from marijuana, which was totally illegal federally, and you have to stay in each state and stay in your lane, which Colorado started with, California. And then about 2000-ish, a company in Northwest, up in the Seattle area, connected the dots and said, well, hold on a second. The Farm Bill says if it's in a drink and it's less than 0.3%, it's legal federally, so now we can manufacture it and ship it like beer. What? And to be over the 0.3%, like this has, in Iowa, these have 4 milligrams of THC. We would have to be like north of 200, which would be like 20 gummies, which that would just be stupid.
Right.
Okay. So it's the classics. They sort of put their toe in the water and started doing stuff. And then because there's a huge demand for THC, huge.
Yeah.
All age groups. People think, Dave, what's your target? And I go 18 to 81. And it is. I used to think it was something else. And I've had people 79 go, I love those drinks. And you're like, okay, here you go.
Awesome.
So anyhow, the Farm Bill made it legal. So since 2018, it's been the wild, wild west on the THC hemp. And they call it Delta 9. Delta 9 means that your THC came from hemp. Okay. So that's what's made it legal. And it has exploded. So with that, when I mean wild, wild west, there's not a lot of regulations.
Okay.
So in Iowa, and I don't fault the Iowa legislature, I think they overcorrected, but that's me personally. It's just, there are cans out there, just so you know, like this can has 4 milligrams. There's cans in the market in some states that have 100 milligrams in it.
That's dangerous.
Well, it's dangerous because you're going to have 10 gummies, but you're talking about people that are really, really comfortable with THC.
Okay.
So my point I'd like to say on that is almost everyone in the industry supports these drinks being regulated just like alcohol. There's a 3-tier system in alcohol. It's taxed along the way. It's regulated, et cetera. Currently, THC Delta 9 does not have to be regulated that way. And so you've got, when I mean wild, wild west, I'm talking wild, wild west. So Iowa came in and said, hey, we're going to cramp it down at 4 milligrams. Okay? The reason I would say that's bad is Kayla's cannabis comfortable, all right?
Right.
Her drink is actually a 10 milligram. It is. And when she drinks a 10 milligram, it's the same as for me when I drink a 4 milligram.
Okay.
And it was just, and I don't blame people. When there's scary stuff and you don't know, you just...
Err on the side of caution.
Yes, you err on the side of caution. So they enacted that July 1st of last year, and they went from there was 10s and 5s, and by the way, the early adopters today are all people like Kayla, so they want 10s.
Right.
Because everybody else is like, what happens if I drink a THC drink? Am I going to turn into something? You know what I mean? I'd like to tell this little story. I'm the youngest of 13. I was sitting around with all my siblings. My oldest graduated high school in 68, so she was around for the Freebird time and everything. And one of my siblings said, so Dave, what happens when I drink a THC drink? I go, well, it tastes really good, everything like that. Only one side effect. 2 o'clock in the morning, you'll wake up, you'll get down, dress naked, you'll go outside and start singing like a bird. That's the only side effect.
She believed it.
Yeah, well, no, she's like, okay, come on. I go, well, no, there's not. I mean, it's just like a glass of wine.
Right.
Now, but you know and I know everybody saw for years, this is your brain.
This is your brain on drugs.
And the fried egg and everything. So there's this whole misconception.
Right.
So,
and
anyhow,
in so many ways,
Yeah.
it is safer than alcohol.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's better for the body in a million different ways. Can you say that? Nope. I can say
you
that.
Can say that. Uh-huh. The one we can say, though, is that still the regulation part, okay? So we have people ask us this all the time because people come up and say, hey, can I taste that? Sure, do a taste test. And they go, but wait, I still get tested at work. And we're like, well, THC can stay depending on who you are, in your body for up to 30 days.
Right.
So I wouldn't recommend it.
Yep.
Now, actually, just so you know, like the construction industry and other industries are trying to move the whole manufacturing industry away from testing from THC. Because if we had a really good way to test, all you want to know is if someone's impaired.
Right.
That moment. At that moment.
Yep.
Someone drinking Fable or another THC drink on Friday night and getting a pretty good buzz on, and then waking, it's just no different than if someone got inebriated with alcohol on a Friday, Monday comes around, they're fine.
Right.
Or even Sunday or Saturday.
The thing that I don't understand in this entire legal environment, I go to Denver for a Broncos game and I legally consume and I come back. How do they know? They don't know where you bought it. And this is legal in Iowa.
This is legal. This would actually be legal anywhere that's the limit is at least 4 milligrams. So it can be legal in a lot of states.
Wow.
So your point, the point is this, and I'm just gonna speak for myself at the moment. Eventually THC will become legal, like marijuana will become legal just like alcohol.
Yeah.
Because the polling numbers are 70 to 72% believe it should be legal. It will just be when it's advantageous to who's ever in the presidency.
Yep.
Because I mean the amount of revenue like Colorado, Illinois, California, Washington are bringing in from just normal taxing,
Right.
just like beer and alcohol,
Right.
just like beer and spirits.
And people are crossing the border.
Oh yeah.
So-
I mean, if you look at the map, we've got the state of Iowa. It's legal in Kansas. It's legal in Illinois. It's legal in Missouri. Like we're just skipping out on a ton of money because people are jumping across the border.
Right. And Missouri now, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we need to hop on that bandwagon, I would think. Let's talk about your role in the company and its roots in Iowa.
Okay. So I'm going to give a shout out to JD Genezer. He's been my neighbor for 15 or maybe 20 years. And he just recently moved. And he's helped me raise capital for any other companies that I've started and grown. And so, and my background is I'm 56. For 36 years, I've started stuff and grown stuff. Some have been good, some have been parked, some have been average, et cetera. It was 4.5 years ago, I had called JD for a different reason. And he had said, hey, Dave, there's this couple out of Colorado that's trying to take this THC, all natural, all ingredient cocktail thing, to market. Would you have any interest in meeting them? And for the older crowd here, if you ever watch the Life cereal commercial, I don't want to try it. I don't want to try it. Let's see if Mikey likes it.
Yep.
I'm Mikey. I'll try anything. So I met the founders, and one, they're wonderful people, which is always a
Very
good
cool.
check. They were in it for the right reasons. They wanted they wanted something sessionable, not to get people rocked, but really enjoy. They were really big about all natural ingredients. Okay. So check there, and then we met a few more times on Zoom, and then my wife Nancy and I flew out there, and we met them, and we drank all 4 of them, and we were blown away at how great they taste.
And this was in what year?
21.
Okay.
But we were still on the marijuana side. So if you were going to work in Colorado, you had to stay in Colorado. Then you had to create a brand new business if you're going to be in California, and a brand new business. And then while we were navigating that, the Delta 9 exploded. I mean, to tell you how much has exploded, Target in Minnesota is in 10 stores now carrying Delta 9 drinks.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And it's a trial. They're just trying it out. And I know where it's going to go.
I've got a feeling.
I got a feeling.
So Kayla, you joined how long ago?
Yes, I joined August 2024. So as a teacher for 10 years before that, knew I needed to make a switch. I still loved that profession, but it was time for something different. And I was trying to figure out something that I was passionate about, and that's THC. So I started trying a bunch of different companies, and Fable just hands down blew me away.
Wow. And your role in the company today is?
Yep, I'm the sales manager of Iowa.
All right.
So
let's talk about that for a minute, because you can't buy it everywhere. Where do we access your product?
Yep. So you can buy us in about 90 locations right now. You can always buy us online, but we'd love if you support local with Iowa. You can find us in gateways. You can find us in the new Pioneer Co-ops up in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids area. Pretty much any liquor store. If you want like an on-premise place, which that means a place that you can consume it there. You could go to Flight Bar. You could go to Gastro Grub and Pub. You could go to Merle's. You could go to The Contrary. So if you want a comprehensive list of where we are at, you can look at www.drinkfable.com.
And I will put the link in the show notes and let you know that. But all right, we've got a few minutes left. I would love, when Dave came in, he goes, we do this little taste test thing.
Sure.
And so we're going to do some taste testing, comparing it to other seltzers that purport themselves to be natural, right?
Yeah. And the piece we want to be good about is some people really enjoy seltzers, just like anything else. And we're a refreshing all natural cocktail. So the challenge is when you go in and see a wall and 99% of them are seltzers, unless you've tasted us before or heard about us before, you assume we're a seltzer. And so we're that little hidden gem hitting there going.
Okay, let's dig into that for a second. What does that verbiage mean? What is that difference?
So seltzer, like think of, if you have a White Claw, neutral, things like that. It's going to have a light flavor. It's going to be very bubbly carbonated. Ours is more flavor forward. You'll definitely be able to taste, smell, see the fresh ingredients, but it's going to taste more like a cocktail would.
Oh, cool.
Yep. We do have a little bit of carbonation in it.
Okay. I love that. All right. So this is
an intention, so we're not out here to kick any brands.
Yep.
I'm going to have you look at that for a second. Just look at it, and then you can smell it if you'd like.
Okay.
All right. And then just put that next to it. So that's the seltzer out of a can, and it's supposed to have some flavors.
Okay.
It's actually supposed to have, I believe that one's blackberry and lemonade.
Yep.
Okay.
So I just want to point out, okay,
Cloudy.
All right. And this one, okay, is ours. So smell that. And tell me what you smell.
Oh, yummers.
What do you smell?
I smell, it's ginger.
It's not that one.
This one is not the ginger.
That one's going to be your peach, pine, and rosemary.
Okay. I smell rosemary for sure.
Yes, it's the woodsy one.
Mm-hmm. And I smell the pine.
Yep.
Okay.
So So I got out the one. This is Into the Woods. This is the one, but I'm just going to point this out. This is pretty
Okay.
cool. This is advertised as a blackberry drink. Here's ours that's advertised as a blackberry drink. Now, smell this one again. And then you can taste them. Right. So the difference too is, I mean, you just have to, if you taste them and look at them, this one will say, hey, I've got 0 calories, or I've only got 5 calories, and I've got no sugars. Okay. Well, all of ours have calories. So if
Okay.
you're the 0 calorie person, we're not your jam.
Love it.
All of them have less calories than your lightest light beer, but they also have sugars in them, because some people go, Dave, you've got sugar. And I'm like, I don't know how to give you a fresh peach and take
Without
out
calories.
and take out the calories.
Right.
Because if I showed you when we manufactured it, fresh natural ingredients are going into these big cauldrons, not some squeeze bag, okay? And so all we ever have to do is this, because that's a blackberry drink and that's a blackberry drink.
Wow.
So our biggest challenge is just getting people to taste it, because the entire industry switched from, instead of, White Claw and High Noon,
Yep.
most of the THC drinks are like, hey, we're just going to make a seltzer, and instead of putting in alcohol, we're going to pump in THC.
THC.
And we made all natural ingredients.
So if we were to compare Fable to a drink that we buy in a can using alcohol, it would be one of those vodka.
Correct.
Right.
Yep. It would be a vodka, but it wouldn't be like a vodka soda, because,
Right.
that still kind of tastes seltzery. I don't want to say vodka lemonade, because none of ours are lemonade, but think of the fruits, think of the freshness, think of having some flavor.
Are there any natural, though, products out there that are similar to the THC that you're doing that are as natural as yours? Are there any?
I shouldn't say we're not aware. It doesn't mean, because we don't study everybody in the alcohol side, but I'm going to tell you a lot of the ready to drinks are not all natural.
And I've been trying to make a concerted effort not to drink the processed stuff. In fact, I go to a holistic, natural path, and she's like, if there are more than 10 ingredients,
Yes.
don't.
Yep.
And you can read all of ours, and we still, and eventually in the next year or two, we'll eliminate. We still have 2 preservatives because of what we put so much natural stuff in.
Sure.
But we're working with a manufacturer that will be able to even eliminate those, because today we would love to stamp all natural on here.
Right.
But because of those 2 small preservatives, we still can't. But besides those 2, you can read all of our ingredients.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I can get excited about this. I have people that will be like, we have what we call no dose, so people can try it. And I have people that have said, Dave, I would just buy the no dose if you would just have it. I would drink that. I would buy and pay for it.
Wow. All right. I've got a taste.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to do this one first. There's not much there.
Yep.
It is not very flavorful.
Very light.
Oh, wow. I can totally taste that blackberry.
Yep.
Oh,
You get a burn as well.
Yep. Love the burn.
Yep.
I might switch from my night flight. I don't know. I kind of like this better, actually.
Do you?
Let's talk about production.
sure.
Where is it produced? How do you ship it around? Where is your warehousing? How's all that
So
work?
that's pretty simple. We partner with a producer in Michigan.
Okay.
And they were one of the first ones early on that could produce it. They're like a lot of places in the country. It's a brewery that also does THC, and then they grow, and then they eventually have their own. Just all they do is THC. And so we produce it, and then we store it there at a warehouse in Michigan. And then because it is just treated like beer, it's legal everywhere. You can ship it across state lines just
Okay.
normally. There's nothing really.
Got it. And you can order online.
100%. Yeah.
And have you found your sales increasing and increasing over the years? Are you?
Well, so we were just going to launch in Iowa with our 5 milligram before they put the 4 milligram. So then we had to retool and do all packaging and get down to 4 milligram and everything. So we really launched about January of this year.
Okay.
So you usually give a brand like a year to get its feet, and we're different. So we know that we're a cocktail, we're not a seltzer. And so when we get what we call sips to lips or cans in hands, we win. So we're starting to see it pick up. But you have to go there because people will be like, well, Kayla's got a good story. She went into a place and she calls on a lot of places, and the person stopped them right away. The owner said, if you're here to talk about another THC seltzer, I don't need you. And Kayla's like, that's a wonderful hook because I'm not here to talk to you about that. I'm here to talk to you about a THC cocktail. And the guy sort of was like, what? All natural, refreshing THC cocktail. And they had a 45-minute discussion, and he gave us a try. I mean, it's the classic word of mouth, and you got to get people to try it.
And Kayla, I would imagine when you have those conversations, it's easy, but getting in front of the right people is probably the hard thing, right?
Yes. So I'd say one of my biggest challenges is a lot of people that purchase us, like liquor stores and things like that, they don't necessarily even want to try the product. So I'm marketing a product that's different, but they don't try it. So that's my biggest challenge for
I
sure.
can imagine, because they've got a preconceived notion.
Yes.
And nope.
Yep. And so it always makes me laugh. I'll go into a liquor store and there could be a beer guy in front of me or a wine guy, and they're trying all the different wines. Then I come up there with my THC and they're like, yeah, we'll try these after work. And I'm like, but you just tried beer at work.
Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. So it's like, not trying to pressure you, but a couple sips, not going to do anything.
But I think you're right. And I hadn't thought about that. This is your brain on drugs. We've done a disservice.
Yes,
right,
to the industry.
But I can say, 4.5 years ago, when I started started working on this, you had to be, I wouldn't say careful, but there were plenty of people, if you were in the wrong setting, were like, oh, what are you doing? Et cetera. That has been shattered.
Yes.
Everybody everywhere will talk about THC drinks.
Right.
However, I will say there is still lack of education about THC and THC beverages completely.
Probably the farther you get from a metro, too, in rural Iowa, I bet that's challenging.
Oh, yes. 1,000%.
All right. This is a statewide show. If I am Joe in Shenandoah, I just go to my local liquor store.
So you should be able to mostly. However, one thing that we're working on right now, we only have a distributor in half of the state. So yes, so we're working on getting a second distributor so that the northern part of the state can have it. Right now, we're kind of cut off at the Ames, Story City line, and then we go all the way east and west to the bottom of the state.
And I'm going to give a huge shout out to Fairway, though. Fairway has done a phenomenal job if you're by any Fairway and you're like, oh, where can I get a THC drink? And we're currently not in Fairway. We're talking with them, and they do their selection process, et cetera.
Reynolds is coming in December, so we'll have a couple for him when he comes in.
Sure.
And make sure he can try it.
Yeah, but they do a really good job.
They do.
I mean, they do a good job of keeping it straight, and they're trying to do the education because, again, I'd say anybody that wants to be above board is perfectly fine if this was regulated just like alcohol.
Right. All right. To get someone to distribute up north, who are you looking for? What type of company?
We already know. It's United Beverages who we're targeting or having a conversation with.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully.
Yes, hopefully that will be in the works, and in the next couple months, we would love to be able to be distributing that way. So I kind of lied to you. If you are Story City and below, left to right.
From border to border.
Border to border.
River to river.
You can find us.
Okay. And if they can't find you in their favorite store, if they went and asked the owner,
Yep.
the owner could get a hold of you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ask the owner to bring it in, and they can talk to their distributor. And honestly, the more that people are asking about us and United Beverages hearing about us, hopefully they bring us on and we're ready
Right?
to do that for them.
Get the demand out there,
Absolutely.
people.
Right.
Yeah. Talk about it. Talk about it. What's next?
Next is, so I always call it the boring side of the business, meaning the fun stories get everything going, and then it comes down to execution and blocking and tackling, which, everyone thinks when you start a business, it's all just, this big celebration for all the time. And no, what next is just, it's really showing up. And like we do tastings and we talk to people and it's doing an education and like where are we live? What's the venue in Drake that will be live?
Oh, yeah. Starting on Wednesday, XBK Live.
Oh, I love that place.
Yes, they are exclusively bringing us in. And so that will be a fun venue for...
But to give that perspective, we started that conversation 15 months ago.
Wow. So it takes a minute.
Well, there's education and there's stuff. And so you just got to keep showing up and doing the right thing and doing the right thing. And yeah, I mean, I'd like to tell you that there's more to it than that, but it's really blocking and tackling. And then the other piece, which we're working on, is you have to give, someone said it really well. THC users today, when they show up, very few are loyal to a brand yet. So they're trying. So what's the first thing most people look at when they're trying is price point.
Okay.
Okay. And
You
what
have
can
to be
get.
more expensive.
Well, we've brought our price point down. We're more
Okay.
expensive to make
Yeah, of
because
course,
natural ingredients.
yes.
Okay. But you have to have a reason to try. So like this is a Curiosity 6-pack. This in a store would go for about $29, $29.99, $30.
Yep.
A 4-pack will go for $25. So like one of the things we're exploring is put this on the shelf and give you $5 off right away just to try it.
'Cause you
Because
know they'll come
I can't. There's no amount of magic I can do when you actually take that drink and put them next to each other. Once you do that, I'm good.
You need see-through cans.
Oh,
We were in
that's pretty
bottles.
smart. That's pretty smart.
Just saying.
Just saying, hey.
You know?
Yeah, I would agree because when you see, like this is Into the Woods, our peach one, I mean, they look like people go, oh, looks like there's peach in there. And when you see the citrus one, it's like, it looks like there's citrus in there.
So these curiosity packs,
Yeah.
where will you have those?
So this is the learning process.
Yeah.
We didn't have those initially, and then people would tell us, you got to give a reason to trial. So we just launched them in Iowa in about August or September. So any place that carries Fable will have those. And that's the main thing we're trying to get out there because, it's sort of like an aha. You feel sort of dumb.
Right.
Because you're like, well, when I try stuff, I don't want to try a 4-pack. I don't want to guess. I want a sampler pack.
Right.
And then nationally, just so you know, both for like White Claw and everything, and even for THC, sampler packs are account for 60% of sales.
Especially when you're buying for parties. And I'm thinking about Thanksgiving. I'm hosting Thanksgiving at my place.
Yeah.
What a great place to get the word out
Yeah.
and have people try.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my son, for example, is on a huge health journey.
Yeah.
And he actually lived in Denver.
Okay.
And so this will be, and he's trying to very much limit his alcohol.
Yep.
And so I promise you, and I would expect your sales to drastically increase in dry January.
Yeah, I mean, our months are really, September through April.
Okay.
And then our fourth one, which is actually called Hive Society, and it's I just call it Arnold Palmer with a little bit of honey, to give you an idea. That will be one that will be consumed more, I would say, in the summer as the same as this
I
one.
would agree. These feel fall and
Yes.
festive and
Right.
Yep. Like this one kind of feels Christmas meat
Yep.
to me. The Night
Yep.
Flight does, but then people they'll try Best Zest and they'll be like, "This tastes like Thanksgiving," and I'm like, "It kind of does."
when
taste
you
like
described
Thanksgiving.
it, and I will tell you, this tastes a little Christmassy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm by a fireplace.
Yep. But then this one's also good too for summertime. It kind of can give the mule effect with the ginger as well, so it can be refreshing too.
And I bet these are great mixed with other things as well.
Yeah.
So, and I always drink, so you either drink them cold out of the can, but I always drink them cold on ice. I just
Okay.
pour them over ice.
Okay.
And then someday we have to figure out a way, we haven't figured out how to do it, but to get people to just gently flip the can, because we have all natural ingredients.
It settles.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot, but just
Okay.
a little. Like if that can was sitting here for 2 weeks and then you just grabbed it and poured, the first half would be red and the second half would be a little more red.
Got it.
But that's because it's crafted all natural. And if you just turn it upside down once, it's fine.
And I want you to repeat. You talked off air about the THC needing to grab.
Yes. So think about like when you are drinking alcohol, if you don't eat anything on an empty stomach, it's going to affect you a lot more. THC is the opposite. So THC needs some type of fat to connect to. And so like think of like the cannabinoids that you are consuming, they need to connect to a fat. So like I'll take a spoonful of peanut butter before and
So
then
smart.
yes, so that it connects. So like people always ask, how does it affect you? And I'm like, well, what have you eaten today? What have you consumed? Like THC can affect you the same exact type. Like this can could affect me different today than it did tomorrow.
And I'm an intermittent faster, so I don't eat until 4.
Yep.
And so this is going to go right through me.
Yeah,
probably.
it won't affect you as much as it would if you
Right.
ate something before.
Got
Right.
it. Very cool. This is so interesting. I am so excited for you guys.
Thank you.
I cannot wait for the word to get out.
Yes, we appreciate
you.
you having us on.
And yeah, absolutely. If you've got new products to announce, please come back.
We will. We will. do that.
And you've always got a seat at the table.
We
And
appreciate
if
it.
ever there's anyone in the state that's like trying to better understand THC, or if you're a venue that's nervous about bringing in THC or any of that, we raise our hand and we're happy to come talk with you, to dispel myths, to tell you, so one thing, I'm going to go on that for a second. We would never recommend that you combine alcohol and THC.
Right.
And I'm just going to be dead up straight here. If you're under the influence of alcohol, and you're driving, the thing where it takes you an extra 200 feet to stop. If you're under the influence of THC and you're driving, it takes you an extra 200 feet to stop. If you actually combine them, it takes you like 300 feet to stop.
Yikes.
So
Bad mix.
Right. But those are the things you want to tell people. Now, you can't, just like Red Bull did not start out being a Red Bull vodka. They were going to be an energy drink. And someone took Red Bull and put in vodka, and sort of the rest is history. We can't control what people do if they choose to add alcohol and mix it with THC. But if we're talking to a venue and they're telling us, we're going to say, this is what you want to do.
Right.
And that's the other reason that these are sessionable, meaning people aren't going to drink. Like if the most Fables I usually have in a night is 2, just because they're sort of filling.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not.
And they're
not
natural. So
they're
you're
natural.
getting
Yes.
nutrition from them
Right.
as well.
Right. But
So-
we're raising our hand. If there's people out there that I'd like to do it, but I don't know how, we'll come talk to you. You don't have to use our product. You can buy someone else's, but we just want to do it right and get it out there to be normal.
I love it. I will put both of your contact information in the show notes so folks can access that if they want you to come out and talk to them. I think the more people that know about it, the better off we'll all be.
Right.
So awesome. Well, thank you again for coming in, and I hope to see you back soon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.